Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'll be explaining you water bottle 2 problem. Now, we're given two integers, num bottles and num exchange. Now, this problem is pretty much similar to our previous problem, which is water bottle 1 problem. So if you haven't checked that out, then go ahead and check that out. Now, heads up, the approach isn't actually the same, but close, similar to that some. Like both the code that we'll write and the approach we'll take the problem in is not going to be actually too similar to the previous one. We wouldn't be doing a lot of math calculations over here, but yeah, we do have some math calculations, but not as extreme as we did before. Now, the num bottles will represent the number of full water bottles that you initially have. In one operation, you can perform one of the following operations. The first thing that you can do is drink all the water bottles, so just any number of water bottles that you have, full water bottles, turning them into your empty water bottles. And now what you can do, secondly, you can exchange your empty bottles. But remember, in the previous sum, we exchanged as many possibles that we got. But over here, there's a restriction that you must exchange for only one full water bottle. Let me explain you this. For example, over here, num bottles is three. That means you've got here three water bottles in your hand and the amount of water bottles that you can exchange is one, then even if you have three empty bottles, you cannot get three full bottles. Instead, you just get one full bottle and you can just save the empty bottles for later on. So let me explain you this very clearly. For example, over here, let's say I got here three water bottles. Okay, the shopkeeper will accept one empty bottle from me to give me one full bottle. Okay, so if I want one filled bottle, I have to give him one empty bottle. So what I do over here, I drink all of these water bottles and make them empty. So right now these three water bottles are empty and I just give one filled water bottle, one empty water bottle I give them, and in return I get one filled water bottle. Okay, so right now I have to drink this one filled water bottle. So already I have drank three filled water bottles. Now I'm drinking one filled water bottle, and you can see that I have two empty bottles in to return. Now the condition changes over here. Now what happens is they're expecting more to exchange. So the next time I go for an exchange, I have to give them the extra amount. For example, they want one water bottle first. The next time I have to give them two to at least get one empty bottle. So right now I'll have three empty bottles because already I had two, and this one I will drink and make it empty. So I have three empty bottles. Now again I go for them and give them their two empty water bottles and they return me with one filled water bottle. And right now, after I give them two empty bottles, I have one empty bottle and then I will drink this one filled water bottle, making them empty. And right now I have two empty bottles. When I go for an exchange, I cannot do that because when I go again, I need to give them extra three water bottles to give them one. So the condition stops here, and the final answer that I'll be returning is 4. Okay. Now let me explain you with the leetcode example over here. The leetcode example states that initially we have 13 water bottles. So let's try it with 13. And the exchange is over here. You can see the numbers of exchange is 6. That means I have to give 6 water bottles for me to get. I have to give them 6 water bottles for me to get at least one filled water bottle. In the initial time, so 13. In the initial time, I drink all of the bottles, so I empty all of these water bottles. And I give them 6 empty bottles and I get one filled water bottle. One filled. So now you can see that I will have 7 empty bottles left and I will drink this one filled water bottle. I'll also keep track of the number of bottles I drink, so 13 plus 1, I will have 8 empty bottles in my hand. The next time I go for an exchange, I must give them 7 empty water bottles to give for them to give me one filled water bottle. Now what I do over here is I also drink this one filled water bottle, and I also give the 7 water bottles. So I have only 2 empty left in my hand, and I drink extra, so it's one. Okay. And if you remember, hmm, okay, so I also drank one over here. So first I drank 13 water bottles. Then after exchanging 6 empty bottles, I drank one full water bottle. And after exchanging 7 water bottles, I drank one full bottle. So in total, I have 15 water bottles drank. Now the next time I want to exchange these empty bottles, I need 8 empty water bottles, which I currently don't have. So I'm gonna show this tab. So here you can see that this is the table that they give. So this is initially the full water bottles, this empty water bottles, this is the number of exchange they got, and bottles drunk. Initially they didn't drink any water bottle. At next you can see they have emptied 13 water bottles, and they drink 13 water bottles as well. And they got here 6 to exchange. So over here you can see after your exchange, you get one filled water bottle, and then the empty bottles are 7. Okay, so the number of exchange that you have to do over here is 7. So you simply do 7 water bottles over here, you exchange them, okay, and then during your second exchange, okay, you come up here with the full water bottle. So you have to exchange okay, so they didn't drink it first, okay, they drink it after, it's all right. So we have 2 full water bottles, and then we have nothing left, like empty bottles, because we have 2 full water bottles to drink. And after that, we have 8 to exchange. So basically over here they drink the empty water bottles, the 2 water bottles, and the exchange is 8. So it's more than your exchange. So you couldn't exchange, so you show up here at 15. So the table simply shows that. Okay. So the table actually so you have to return the number of bottles you can actually drink. So this is a code over here, and it's 100% working code. Now over here, we are actually taking a variable called as num bottles, and bottle as num bottles. Okay, I'll explain you. You're taking 2 variables. Okay, the first variable is going to calculate you the number of bottles you've been drinking of, and the second bottle is going to be calculated the bottles that you're gonna exchange. Okay, how many bottles you're gonna give them to get you that one filled water bottle. Okay, so let me just quickly explain to you this one. So for example over here, um, there are a few things that you need to know when solving this problem. The first thing that you need to know is every time you exchange, you're gonna get one bottle. Okay, so every time you exchange, you're gonna get for sure, this is a sure condition that every time a certain number of bottles are exchanged, you're going to get one full water bottle on your hand. So there's no other go that we're going to drink this one water bottle every single time we exchange. So what we can do simply is take our initial value, for example, if it's 13 or whatever. So every time you do an exchange, you can simply add 1 to your total number of bottles that you had initially started off. So every time you make an exchange, you can simply add 1. So this is the first thing that you need to know when solving this problem, is that it's completely uh, like it's not optional, like it's a compulsory condition, it's a mandatory condition that whenever an exchange is happening, you are going to add your already existing value plus 1. Okay, and another thing that along with this will get incremented is the amount of exchange you will do, the amount of water balls, num exchange. Okay, num exchange will also be incremented plus 1. Okay, every time you complete your exchange of empty bottles, these two will happen. So your num exchange will have a plus plus. So I'll share this tab. Over here you can see every time I make an exchange of bottles, my num exchange will increase. That means if my num exchange is 6, that means I have to give 6 water bottles to get one filled bottle. Then again, this num exchange value is going to increase. Now the next one is called sum plus plus. Now what this sum plus plus will do is, for example, we got here the total water bottles. And of course, you know that each time you exchange a water bottle, you will get one filled bottle and you're going to drink that. So sum plus plus. Okay. And the next one is bottle plus plus. The reason we're doing bottle plus plus the next immediate moment is because over here, you know that once you get a water bottle, once you get a filled water bottle, you're going to empty it immediately. And once you do an exchange, you're going to three things are going to happen for you. The first thing is going to happen is that the amount of water you will be drinking is going to be incremented by 1. So you're going to have 1 increment on your water amount of water you drunk. The second one is going to be incremented is the amount of exchange, because each time you go for an exchange, you have to increment 1 water bottle to get a full water bottle. The third thing that's going to be incremented over here is the number of empty water bottles you will have later on. Okay, later on, the empty water bottles you have is also going to be incremented. So once you do these four stuff over here, after once you uh retract from your num exchange, that means once you minus it from the number of bottles, once you start your exchanging, if you do all these three, then your answer will come to you. Okay. And the and if you notice over here, the stopping condition over here is the bottle should always be greater than or equal to num exchange. The reason, for example, if your num exchange is 6, over here it is 6. So over time you can see, that it's become 8, but the amount of empty bottles you have in your hand is 2. Okay, so you do not have enough empty bottles to actually exchange for a new water bottle. So you must have the value of your empty bottles must be always greater than your amount of bottles that you're going to exchange. So thank you for watching this video. If you have any doubts, then you can just post them on the comments down below.